Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Southampton career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of today's episode, we're quickly going to look at the games that lie ahead. We've got Chelsea away from home in the Premier League. Our first time playing in the FA Cup against Plymouth away from home. Wolverhampton Wanderers in our first leg of the semi-finals in the Carabao Cup. And then Leicester City also away from home in the Premier League. So some difficult games up ahead in today's episode. I did discuss at the end of the last episode. And guys, if you didn't watch the last episode, definitely go and give it a watch. There was some unbelievable highlights in there. We also made a new signing that we will look over in just a moment's time. But in today's episode, we will be playing, physically seeing highlights from the Chelsea game in the Premier League. We'll be simulating the first game that we're playing in the FA Cup against Plymouth. The idea with the FA Cup is very similar to the Carabao Cup. I'm going to simulate every game until we potentially get to the round of 16. If we get knocked out before that, we unfortunately get knocked out before that. But if we manage to get to the round of 16, which is one stage before the quarterfinals, we will then start playing. So we would play the round of 16, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and then hopefully the final if we manage to get there in the FA Cup. But we're simulating that game in today's episode. We're then going to play the first leg against Wolves in the Carabao Cup. It's very important right now because we started playing in the round of 16 in the Carabao Cup. We won that. The quarterfinals, we won that. We're now in the semi-finals. If we beat Wolves over these two legs, then we bag ourselves a place in the final where we will either meet Manchester United or Aston Villa, a newly promoted team to the Premier League in real life. And the last game in today's episode is a simulated one, and it's against Leicester away from home. So we've got Leicester and Plymouth for the simulated games, Chelsea and Wolves for the played games. Now, the game against Chelsea, first of all, is going to be absolutely massive because, as you guys know from the previous episode, we currently sit joint second with Liverpool FC. We are 5 points behind Spurs, who literally came out of nowhere. They had two games in hand. They were down in fifth position a couple of episodes ago. Out of nowhere, they've smashed it, and they now sit on top as current Premier League leaders on 41 points. Chelsea down in fourth position. We need to really beat Chelsea. Otherwise, if they beat us, they close the gap by getting 3 points, bringing them to 35 points. We stay on 36. Depends what Liverpool do. Depends on where we stay in the table. But realistically, a game against Chelsea, we've already played some of the big top six in the Premier League. We've played Man City twice and battered them both times round. We've absolutely killed off Manchester City. You can see they're now down in sixth position. Bearing in mind, they were the league leaders from the start for a very long time. But they come up against the mighty Saints. They lost 1-0, and since then, they have spiralled downhill. We faced off against them in the last episode and absolutely crunched them when they come to the St. Mary's Stadium. So if you have missed that last episode, definitely go and give it a watch. We also signed the young left-back Greg Taylor from the Scottish League and the team at Kilmarnock. We got him for 2.2 million. He is now in the team, ready to go, and I'm sure he will be playing. Probably, I would have thought, in the Wolves game. We'll look at putting him in there. Maybe he can come on as a sub for Bertrand. We'll see what happens. But quickly, when I mentioned it at the start of today's episode, guys, there is going to be a straw poll down below. You may have voted on it, in episode 7, but it is about signing an ex-Southampton player that has left Southampton at maybe a young age, maybe a few years ago. And we're going to look at bringing one of them back. Now, I have added all these players to the transfer hub, so we'll quickly go down the list so you guys get an idea. We won't be signing any of these players in today's episode. As you can see, first up, Manolo Gabbiadini is still got a question mark for his overall. We're getting all these players scouted, but by the next episode, episode 9, whoever wins the straw poll, or whoever comes top, whoever's voted top, we'll try and buy. If we can't buy, we try and loan. If we can't get them at all, we move down the list to number 2, and then so on. We buy them, we try and loan them. If we can't get number 2, we come down to number 3. We move down the list, but we definitely want to be bringing one of these players back to Southampton. So first we got Gabbiadini, Dusan Tadic, who is killing it out in Ajax in the Eredivisie right now. Jose Fonte, Jay Rodriguez, who's currently gone to Burnley in real life and is at Burnley in this career mode. I did do all the Premier League transfers, didn't do any of the other leagues, but any Premier League teams that bought or sold players have those players currently at the team. Sadio Mane, who's a little bit unrealistic. He's probably going to cost us a lot of money. If we click in 47.5 million, we've got about 23 million, so probably very unrealistic that we're going to get him. If he does come top of the list, we'll certainly try. We'll maybe look at offering a player or something, but if we don't get him, we'll be moving down to whoever comes second. We have Graziano Pelle, Victor Wanyama, Morgan Schneiderlin, Nathaniel Klein, Luke Shaw, Adam Lallana, Dejan Lovren, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Matt Target, and Gaston Ramirez. So a few decent players in there, and especially looking at the centre mid, central attacking mid, I think bringing one of those players in could be absolutely crucial for us. The likes of the Ox or Lallana or Gaston Ramirez to play in that midfield to help out Højbjerg, to help out Romeo, Ward-Prowse. I just think having an extra player in the midfield might be pretty decent. If you look at like Matt Target or Luke Shaw, we've already got Bertrand. We just brought in the new man, Greg Taylor. We've also got another backup to consider. We've got 3 players who can play in that left-back position. So I'm not sure a left-back is needed right now. Nathaniel Klein is an option that we could potentially bring in, although I'm just thinking the player is currently out on loan. So there you go. So Nathaniel Klein's on loan. I'm guessing he's on loan at Bournemouth because that's where he was in real life at the time and he's starting this save. So he could be out at Bournemouth, so we won't be able to get him anyway. But I just thought I'd show you guys that. If you haven't voted in episode 7, go down to the description and comment section right now. Go and vote on it because in episode 9, we will be signing the top voted player. So go make sure your vote gets put in there. But up first, we have Chelsea in the Premier League. It's an important one. We need to make sure we get the win. And unfortunately, we have had to rotate the team quite a bit, but we also have Lautaro Martinez, who is definitely not fully have to come off in the second half. We've had so many jam-packed games. There was so much game congestion in the month of December. It was very difficult to rotate the team and keep it nice and fit. But we've got to start Martinez up top with Che Adams in the striker positions. We've got Armstrong, Lamina, Ward-Prowse and Genepo in the midfield, with Bertrand, Stevens, Bednarek and Mailer at the back. And, of course, Angus gone between the 6. Let's get into this game against Chelsea. It's going to be a big game, but we've just, realistically, if you look at the last episode, we're coming off the back end of some incredible wins because we've absolutely smashed it in the Premier League so far. We've got important games up next against Chelsea. We've got Wolves in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. It's going to be massive. We're travelling to Stamford Bridge. If we could beat Chelsea, I think we should finish in the top 8 because realistically, we've beat City. We drew with United. We beat Spurs. We've lost to Spurs as well, a simulated game in the last episode, 1-0. And I'm sure we've already beat Chelsea. I'm sure this is the second time we are playing Chelsea. So if we can get a repeat of the first result, I have no doubt we'll be bringing the 3 points back to Southampton. Come on, Saints. We're playing well at the moment. It's a difficult place to go, Stamford Bridge. Chelsea not doing so great in real life at the moment. But certainly over the last few years, especially when they had Eden Hazard, they've been doing some unbelievable things in the Premier League. They currently sit 4 points behind us. They're going to want to take these points off us. They're going to come out. They're going to be hungry for it. We could do a Liverpool dropping points as well, as much as I hate to say that. We could do with them getting a draw. A loss would be even better. Not that I like to wish losses on Liverpool. But as the Saints manager, I'm Saints through and through, so if it means Liverpool having to drop points, well, they're going to have to drop points. They've got Kevin Volland up top for Chelsea. He is going to be the man to kick us off in this first half period. Let's get it underway, and let's see what damage we can do. Genepo on the inside now to Mario Lamina. Lamina out wide now to Mailer. Let's go inside to Che Adams, straight up to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse now over to Lautaro Martinez. He's going to change his direction. Let's play it in behind now for Armstrong. Armstrong just slotted into Ward-Prowse towards the back post. It's 1-0 and we're only 20 minutes in. It's ruled out. That must have been close. That was some impressive passing there from the Saints. This ball here. Oh, it was that ball. I'd like to see a replay of that, because I feel like they went the wrong side with the line of the Chelsea player. Did the referee and linesman just get that one wrong? Oh, he's unlucky there. Let's go, Mailer. Good lad. Keep that pressure on. Ball down now. Let's get across Bednarek. Get across. That's not good. Marcus Alonso now coming forwards. Referee, come on! Chelsea don't even deserve that. Don't even deserve that for 1 minute. 1-0 up Chelsea. In the 27th minute. That is absolutely heartbreaking. This here, we should have took the ball off him. A
good look here again by the replay of the goal.
There's not much more Angus Gunn could have done there. Kevin Volland always seems to score against me. It's his 10th Premier League goal, and we are 1-0 down to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Jump for the header, nicely done. Take a touch, here's Lamina. Through the middle now to Ward-Prowse. He's got it onto his right foot. Let one fly, Ward-Prowse. It's off the post and no one's there to follow up. Just going to turn now. Let's play it through. That's a problem. They're going to go out wide. Melee, you've got to get back here. Marcus Alonso, a bit of pace in the tank here. Ball comes in. Going to try and get rid of that with Ryan Bertrand. Nicely done his Armstrong. Up the line now to Lautaro Martinez. Let's go. Go on, Genepo. Here comes Genepo coming forwards now. I'll tell you what, I may have Ward-Prowse here. Go over now to Che Adams. Che Adams to finish. It's in off the post. Well, a lot of luck was in that goal right there. The post being in our favour. Could have easily hit the post and went outwards. But Che Adams manages to get that tight angle, hit the post. But luckily enough for us, it hits the post and goes on the inside of the goal. Lovely ball there, lovely from Ward-Prowse. Bit of a weird shot there from Che Adams. Kind of goes with a slow motion outside of the boot from what I can see. Yeah, goes with the outside of the boot. It beats Kepa, it hits the post, and luckily enough for us, does end up in the back of the net. And he scores that right on half time. I'm pretty sure the referee is going to say enough is enough, and he's going to blow. There we go. He does blow his half-time whistle at Stamford Bridge. Well, I'm glad that we got that goal back. For me, it's always important. If you go 1-0 down, or you go in at half-time, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 down, it's always going to have an effect on how your team comes out in the second half. I am going to make one change, being Lautaro Martinez off for Obafemi. I think Lautaro Martinez has played well. He's made some great runs, but he seriously now needs to get to the bench. He's too tired. We need to keep him fit. We've got games up next against Wolves in the FA Cup. We've got Plymouth in the FA Cup, Wolves in the Carabao Cup. We've got a lot, and I mean a lot of difficult games here, so we need to keep the team as rotated as possible. So just the one change for now. We'll look at making some changes in the next 15-20 minutes. But it is going to be Obafemi to kick us off in the second half. If we continue with how we did in the first half, as long as we get that first goal and go in the lead, I'm confident we should be able to put this game to bed. Is Kante going to look at scoring here? I'm hoping not. Willian's over it. Kante's going to leave it. Willian lays it off into the foot of Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley's going to get it back. Don't let Willian or Barkley get a shot off here. Armstrong going to get in the way. Højbjerg was on that one. Ball through. And Gunn was all over that one. Throw the ball out. Here's Josh Sims. Up the line now to Che Adams. Inside to Højbjerg. Obafemi. Over the top now to Armstrong. Come on, lads. This is a beautiful bit of counter-attacking football here. Here's Armstrong coming into the middle. Mario Lemina. Højbjerg. Over now to Josh Sims. Josh Sims through a goal. And the new man that's just come on at right mid has just scored. The 68 overall rated Josh Sims has just put us in the lead in the 88th minute. Absolutely unbelievable. Genepo come off. He wasn't happy about coming off, but he was looking tired, and he's one of our best players right now. I had to make sure he was nice and fit. Beautiful little flick on there from Højbjerg. If you look at Højbjerg, I think it's a little bit of a back heel. Plays it over to Josh Sims, who opens up that right boot to hit it on the inside of the boot. Puts his laces, or puts the inside of his boot through it, should I say, not his laces. And in the 89th minute, we have taken the lead and surely bagged these 3 points against Chelsea FC. Here's Willian coming forward now. Oh, Willian is running out of He's coming forward with all this skill. Here comes Willian into Ross Barkley. Back into Willian. Big save there from Angus Gunn. Willian seen goal there. He just went for it. Absolutely unbelievable. He just thought, I'm going for this. Let's mark up. Come on, lads. Ball into the middle. Get rid of it. Giroud's there. Big save again from Angus Gunn. Oh, they're going to look for Giroud. We need a big man on Giroud. Come on, lads. They're going to go for Giroud again, aren't they? Yeah, ball into the middle this time. Højbjerg. Oh, Højbjerg, sorry. Heads that one away. Come on, Obafemi. Chase it down, son. And the referee's going to blow for full time. We've beaten Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I mean, we are beating the top 6. Now, on paper, I think we should have hammered them. On paper, it shows we didn't. We had 8 shots, 2 on target, in which we buried both, so that's great news. Chelsea did have 6 shots, 5 on target. But can I just say, in those last few minutes, Willian got a shot off to get the corner. Giroud then got a head at goal, so there's 2 shots on target. They had 3 shots on target in the last 2-3 minutes of that game. So really, they were 6 for 2. We were 8 for 2. Apart from those last few dying ember minutes, they were just trying to put another goal in to get a point out of it. But we hold off. Angus Gunn makes some unbelievable saves, as per usual. Ward-Prowse picks up man of the match with a 9.2 rating. And we march on from Stamford Bridge after beating Chelsea 2-1 in the Premier League. Right, and here we are about to play our first game in the FA Cup. It's the round 3, and we face off against Plymouth. Now, unfortunately, the team isn't fully fit that we are putting out against Plymouth. You can see Martinez, Genepo, Melee, and Stevens not fully fit, but I want to keep it like that because when we have a little bit of a break after this game, it means most of the players will be back fully fit and we can bring some of the players back that we want to in those positions. Like we've got El Yunusi who's now come back to play at left mid. I could play him at right mid for Genepo, but then Redmond's got no one to rotate with, so we have to play somebody else in his position. It gets a little bit messy. So by playing this team, and hopefully it's good enough to do a job against Plymouth, then we shouldn't have an issue getting through to the next stages of the FA Cup. But we've gone with Lautaro Martinez and Danny Ings up top in the striker position. Redmond, Højbjerg, Romeo and Genepo in the midfield. McQueen, Stevens, Yoshida and Melee at the back with Angus Gunn between the sticks. Let's go ahead and get into this game. We are simulating it. We are away from home. I'm hoping, realistically, we beat them in the Carabao Cup and knock them out. Hopefully we can do the same in the FA Cup as these players warm up. On paper, we should absolutely kill them. We are a much superior team compared to Plymouth. We shouldn't have a problem. And there we go. Yoshida gets a yellow card in the 5th minute. Martinez scores in the 7th. Somehow, in the same minute, Danny Ings misses a penalty. I'm not sure how we scored and got a penalty even in the 7th minute. But regardless, that's the first half done. We're now into the second half. Lamina coming on for Romeo. Fox on for Grant for Plymouth. Riley on for Wooten, Sims on for Ings up top, Ward-Prowse now on for Højbjerg. We're only 1-0 up here. I like the second goal. We're going to go late into this game. Taylor scores in the 90th minute. And we draw that game 1-1, which means it goes, I'm pretty sure, to a replay. That is a little bit worrying, but as I look down at the latest scores, Gillingham were 1-0 up against United, and if it wasn't for Rashford scoring in the 89th minute, talk about calling it close, the 89th minute, United would have been knocked out of the FA Cup. We sadly only managed a 1-1 draw. A little bit disappointing that Danny Ings missed the penalty. I'm shocked, first of all, that Danny Ings has taken the penalty. For me, it should be Højbjerg or Lautaro Martinez. But regardless, he misses it, unfortunately. And we do only manage a draw 1-1 against Plymouth in the FA Cup. Well, unfortunately, our start in the FA Cup wasn't exactly how we planned it. A 1-1 draw to Plymouth, meaning we've got to play another game. And realistically, obviously, I stressed at the start of this brand new series of Southampton to you guys that we only have a short period between when I started it and FIFA 20 coming out, which means I had about 16 videos. Obviously, I upload Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And the situation was we had about 16, maybe I pushed 17 videos that could go up. So 3 a week, we got about 17 till FIFA 20 comes out. So the plan, this whole first season done at Southampton. By drawing games like that and putting an extra game into the mix, it causes a little bit of problems. But regardless, if we're playing a replay, which we are, we're just going to have to simulate and hope we get the win next time out. But up next, we got the semi-finals, the first leg against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and we're finally starting to get a decent squad back together with all the big names in there. Also, we got Greg Taylor starting at left back for his very first time. Valerie's back in at right back. I'm excited to see what the team can do. But we got Lautaro Martinez up top with Che Adams in the striker positions. El Yunusi, Højbjerg, Romeo and Ward-Prowse in the midfield with Taylor, Vestergaard, Bednarik and Valerie at the back with, of course, Angus Gunn between the sticks. Let's jump straight into this game against Wolves. I'm excited for it. We've also got to remember that we could do with getting a decent lead in the first leg because we're going to the Molineux Stadium. We're away from home. Although it's not European football and away goals count, if we could still go away from home and go 2 or 3-0 up by the end of the game, when they then come to the St Mary's Stadium, with the home fans behind us, we should be able to do a job over Wolves. But if we can get a decent lead, it already puts us in a great position to potentially already go on to bag ourselves a place in the final of the Carabao Cup. Come on, Saints. The FA Cup didn't quite go the way we wanted it, but we've had a decent run so far in the Carabao Cup, and I'm hoping we're going to continue that. We know they've got the likes of Raul Jimenez. We know they've got Ruben Neves, Matt Doherty. They've got the ex-Liverpool man, the Scouser, Connor Cody at the back. Wolves are not an easy team to beat. It is going to be a difficult one. Bolly at centre-back, who is absolutely massive. And he's probably going to look to probably score from a corner if they do get a corner. They're talking there. The player debut of Greg Taylor we brought in from Kilmarnock for 2.2 million. I'm excited to see how he plays. And I'm excited to get this game underway as Wolves do kick us off in this first half period. Let's get it underway. Play it through the middle. Nice on it. It's Che Adams. Lautaro Martinez going to wait for the overlap here of Højbjerg. Going through now to Che Adams. If we can get him on the overlap. Che Adams comes through. It's off the post. Oh, unbelievable. Managed to wiggle himself through the defender. Got to the ball before the keeper. And nearly scored. That wasn't too far away at all. Romeo going to hit on his right foot. Romeo lets fly. See if Højbjerg can win this header. Back to Romeo. He's going to take it down on the volley from Romeo. Oh, nearly challenged the keeper there. Roy Patricio went in slow motion. Only just about got a hand to it. Was that going in the back of the net? Let's see it from this angle. Romeo is slow. Oh, I don't know whether that was bending in. I don't think it probably was, to be honest. Vestergaard to score this one. It'd be nice. Ball in. Vestergaard's going to be there. Vestergaard comes out. Keeper clears away. Ward-Prowse's going to chase this one down. Put it back into the middle now for Bednarek. And as we look at getting another attack, the referee said enough's enough at the Molineux Stadium and blows for half-time. We're going in on level terms 0-0. I think we've definitely been the better team. We've had 5 shots not on target. Wolves had 2 shots not on target. We're still yet to, either team still yet to have a shot on target. So not very consistent right now, should I say. But as we get the second half kicked off with Lautaro Martinez, if we put one of these shots on target, we may well put it in the back of the net. There's Doherty now. Let's go, Taylor. Nicely done. Stand tall, son. Don't let him come forward. Ball through to ball into the middle. Now we've got to get there. Diego Jota was there and only just puts it over the bar. Oh, Diego Jota nearly puts Wolves 1-0 up there. Didn't know whether to bring Angus Gunn out or not. We're going to have to look at making some changes ourselves. Catrone now on for his. Let's go, Gunn. Oh, no! I pulled Angus Gunn and he couldn't get to it. We're 1-0 down. Oh, what a heartbreaker. What a heartbreaker. Danny Ings is starting to get back into his scoring ways. Hopefully he can do so against Wolves as we now are 1-0 down to Wolves. Here comes El Yunusi now darting forwards. Go on, Ings. Let's go. Play it through. Referee! Hold on. Ings just got tucked down there. How is that not a foul? There's Jean Martin over this far side. Valery out of position so many times. He gets back to recover. I'm hoping he can do so in this one. Here's Catrone over now. Come on, Valery. Let's go, Gunn. You've got to get to it, son. Oh, he punches it into the face of the goal. Why, Gunn, are you not catching that? That's not a foul there, and that's 2-0 Wolves. We're 2 minutes added on. We've already had a minute. I don't think we're getting anything out of this game unless Lamina is going to win that ball, which he has done. Go into Danny Ings. Go back through to Che Adams. Che Adams through and goal. Referee! You are kidding me! Oh, ref, you have mugged us off there. Hold on, can I still get an instant replay? I'm sorry, ref. You have mugged us off well and truly there, okay? Ball down here to Che Adams. Ball into Danny Ings. Great pass. Through ball as he runs through the 2 defenders. Che Adams comes away. Let's see if he gets the ball at all. Ref, what are you doing? He's not got the ball. He just shoves him off the ball. That's at least a free kick. At least. I mean, he's not in the box. I'm not going to say that. But that's a free kick there. Shoves him off the ball. The ball well out the way. Che Adams isn't leaning into the tackle. He's running with the ball. He just gets shoved off it. Why did not one Saints player there contest with the referee that's a foul? Because for me, every day of the week, that's a foul. We're through on goal there, ladies and gentlemen. We are through on goal. Look at this. Bearing in mind, it's a glimpse up. If we took another touch, we've got Redmond coming at the back post there, who's coming through. He's now onside. If I was still on the ball, play a nice little ball into Redmond to go and side foot it past the keeper. They actually don't even deserve that. They generally don't deserve it. What are we saying on stats? They had 7 shots, 4 on target. We had 9 shots, 3 on target. On paper, it's pretty level. I don't think for 1 minute we should have lost that game. And I honestly think it should have been a draw, if anything. And I think with Che Adams through on goal there, we've got a chance of bringing it back to 1-1. But we're fouled and we get nothing for it. The referee was terrible on the day. We had a few chances like that. We were taken out in the box earlier on. Whether you guys would have seen it as a highlight, We were taken out in the box and we got nothing. We're taken out again, we get nothing. I suppose it just wasn't meant to be our day. And Valerie picks up man of the match for 7.7. Again, tremendous player, playing absolutely unbelievable under us at Saints. But unfortunately, we lose 1-0 in the first leg of the Carabao Cup. We're going to have to bounce back in the second leg, which is going to be in the next episode. Hopefully we can do that. And hopefully we can still fight for a place in the final of the Carabao Cup. Well, today's episode definitely hasn't been as exciting as episode 7. We've had some ups, we've had some downs. Great. We beat Chelsea. That is unbelievable. To beat Chelsea, I couldn't ask for anything more. And Chelsea are now nowhere to be seen. They're not even in the top 6. It looks like Manchester City did win their 22nd game and moved from 30 points to 33. Although looking at that, I think they may have lost the game before. Let's take a little look. So the last game City played, they beat Wolves 1-0. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that in the Carabao Cup. But the game before that, they lost 2-1 to Liverpool. So that game against Wolves might just turn it around for them and they might start fighting back. Spurs right now just seem to not be able to put a foot wrong. Let's have a little look what the score was for Spurs. When did Spurs last play? They played Cardiff City and beat them 2-0. They're currently on the same amount of games as us, which is 21. If they win their game, they will move up to 47. We win our game, we move up to 42. We need to beat Leicester, really, to stay on par with Liverpool and move back up to second position. Because if we don't get a win and we draw or lose to Leicester away from home, then unfortunately we are going to stay in third position. We have a nice gap between us and joint fourth between Crystal Palace, Manchester City and Burnley right now. Shockingly, the Crystal Palace and Burnley, you can see some of the bigger teams now, Spurs, Liverpool, City, Chelsea were in there. They're starting to break through. But the fact still the Saints, Crystal Palace and Burnley are in the top 6 is unbelievable. We do have a nice gap though between Palace, City and Burnley in being 6 points. We want to try and keep that. And to keep that, of course, we have to get a win over Leicester. In fact, we're 6 points clear on them now. They've all played 22 games. We win this and we take it to 9 points clear, which would be very nice indeed. But we have to get this win to stay on par with Liverpool. And with this lineup, we've had a few changes. There's still a few players like Che Adams, Højbjerg, Bednarek that aren't fully fit. Vestergaard definitely wasn't fully fit. Although he's a great player, his stamina definitely isn't the best. But we've had to rotate it a little bit. Greg Taylor had his first start at left back for us against Wolves. Played very well. Don't think for 1 minute he'd done anything wrong. Made a few great passes. Made some great runs. Definitely seems to be a good challenge to come in behind Bertrand. But we are going with Lautaro Martinez up top with Che Adams in the striker position. Redmond, Højbjerg, Lamina and Genepo in the midfield. With Bertrand, Stevens, Bednarek and Miller at the back. And Angus Gunn between the sticks. It's the last game in today's episode. Can we finish on a high? Leicester are not going to be an easy team to beat. Last time we did play them, I think Vardy scored in like the 88th minute to bring it to a draw. It'd be nice if we could get the win. We're 15 minutes in and Smeltzer has scored for Leicester. Their right back has just, or their left back, sorry, has just scored in the 15th minute. Tielemans picks up a yellow card in the 34th. We're now into the second half. We haven't done too much. Now we're finally looking to make some changes. Taylor on for Bertrand, Romeo on for Lamina. Barnes has just scored up top for Leicester. We're now 2-0 down. I can't see us being able to pull this one back with only a few minutes to go. The referee goes on to blow his full-time whistle. And we've lost to Leicester 2-0. Wow, it's games like that where it's in their hands of the EA gods and there's nothing we can do other than sit here and watch. Unfortunately, Marco Smeltzer and I think possibly Ashley Barnes at Leicester scored the 2 goals, helping them onto victory after beating us 2-0. We unfortunately didn't do too much other than 2 transfers, Lamina and Bertrand off, Greg Taylor and Romeo on. We lose 2-0. We drop all points. We don't bag any points, which means we are now going to sit in third position as Liverpool did win their 22nd game and we sadly lose ours to Leicester 2-0. So we unfortunately end today's episode on a little bit of a low. We didn't get the result we wanted and realistically we started off today's episode great, beating Chelsea 2-1. But after that, it was all a little bit downhill. We went on to draw 1-1 with Plymouth, which in the replay in the first game of the next episode. We then come up against Wolves in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-finals. We lose 1-0. Unfortunately, Angus Gunn, a little bit of a mistake. He come out to punch the ball, missed it. They headed home. It should have really been 0-0. Just quickly there, I noticed that Marcelo's gone to City for 40 mil. Well, they need to tighten up at the back. They've been conceding a lot. And then we just simulated that final game against Leicester and we lose 2-0. On the simulated games, kind of and ah about it. There's not too much you can do realistically. It's out of our hands, in the hands of the EA gods. If they want us to win, we'll win. If they want us to lose, we'll lose. And of course, if they want us to draw, well, we'll draw. That's just unfortunately the way it is. Regardless, guys, you know, we started off today's episode unbelievable after beating Chelsea, which was a great result. The rest of the games in today's episode, not so great. But now we do have, we're only going to have 3 games in the next episode. 2 I'd play, 1 I'd simulate, and then of course we'd finish off the January transfer deadline day. But because we drew 1-1 against Plymouth, we now have a 4th game thrown in there. So the plan is, we will be simulating the first game in the next episode against Plymouth for the replay. We will be playing the game against Everton in the Premier League, playing the second leg against Wolves in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, and then simulating the game against Crystal Palace. I may well change that. Let me just go and quickly look at the league table. Okay, I actually can't see it. Let me go into it, because what I just thought is, I was going to say Everton are going to be the more difficult opponents over Crystal Palace, but Crystal Palace smashing it right now. Yeah, they're in 4th. Everton are in 10th. So I'll tell you what, we're going to change that round because of how the current table stands. We're going to change that round. We're going to simulate the game against Plymouth, simulate the game against Everton, then we're going to play Wolves, play Palace, and then we're going to finish off the January transfer window. Now remember, guys, there is a straw poll down below in this video and the last episode asking you guys what ex-Southampton players should we sign. If you haven't voted, it's down below in the description in the comment section. Go and vote on it. There's 15 players. All these players here that you're seeing right now have played for Southampton at some time in their career, and we're going to look at bringing one of them back to help us out in the last 6 months, or 5 months now, of this season. So hopefully we should still get it done in time for FIFA 20. I'm excited for FIFA 20. Hopefully you guys are too. It's going to be some unbelievable content coming when FIFA 20 drops. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely go and click that button. It's important, because then you'll be notified when I upload, and obviously you can get involved in some of the newer content. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the Southampton career mode so far. Certainly the last couple of episodes have been a little bit of a challenge. We've had some real massive highs. We absolutely battered Manchester City. We're having some lows now where we're losing to the likes of Leicester, but this is what makes it a little bit of a challenge. At the end of the day, we've took a team that are a mid-Premier League table finisher. You know, Southampton normally finish mid-table in the top 8. We're trying to finish in the top 8 as a bit of an achievement for us. I'm sure you guys at home will love it as well if we could finish in the top 4. That'd be absolutely unbelievable for Southampton. But a little bit of a low episode today, but hopefully we will bounce back in the next episode. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.